What's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of Ask Alex, where this is the show where I take all of your questions and answer them here on this show. I'm your host, Alex Hampton. Today, we have a super jam-packed show today. So much to talk about. A lot of great things have come out. A lot of controversial and surprising, unrealistic things have come out, and I'm so eager to talk about it. I got a lot of great questions over the week and the weekend, so I'm glad you guys keep sending your questions in. And if this is your first time ever watching any of my episodes of Ask Alex, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and then hit that bell right next to it. That way you get all the notifications of every time I'm releasing an episode of Ask Alex or any other video here on my YouTube channel. And if you want your question or topic here on my channel, all you have to do is just send me an email at the askalexshow@gmail.com. That's the askalexshow@gmail.com. If you send me an email with your topic and or question, it could potentially be here on this show. So guys, listen, it's going to be a jam-packed show today. I'm going to jump right into it. And the first question comes from a Clark Thompson. And he writes, "Hey Alex, Han is alive. I really enjoyed the new F9 trailer. What did you think about the trailer and how do you feel about Han coming back?" So thank you for your question, Clark. Listen, this past Friday, we got the new Fast and Furious 9 trailer. And before I discuss about my feelings about Han, I have to say that watching this trailer was one of the most ridiculous, action-packed, exciting things that I've ever seen. Just when you think they can't take it to another level, they are literally taking it to another level. We see this dynamic between Dom and his brother, who, you know, he's an assassin, a high-performance driver, a master thief, working with the same people who tried to attack Dom and his family from the last movie. It's just a crazy. In this trailer, we literally see Dom and his brother fight. We literally see them put a rocket engine on a car. A rocket engine on a car. That is the most ridiculous thing I have ever seen. Not only that, in this trailer, not only do we see the progression of action and the fight scenes between all the other characters, we see a point in this trailer where John Cena is driving off a cliff and a plane out of nowhere catches the car with magnetics. And I'm like, yo, these people this is just ridiculous. This is Fast and Furious to a degree has become somewhat of a superhero franchise. And what I mean by that, they are doing the most unrealistic things that can be done in the real world. This is based off the real world, so there's no mystical elements. And we see things like a freaking airplane catching a car. But wait, it gets better. We see Dom literally driving off a cliff and a rope is attached to his car and he's using that rope to fly his car to the next mountain. And what sells this whole thing is that we get confirmation that Han is alive. And I have to say, not only am I surprised, but how in the hell is this dude alive? We literally saw this man die. We saw him die. Jason Statham finished the job. Jason Statham even referenced Han, in a sense, in the last Hobbs and Shaw movie. So, for me, how is he alive? Don't get me wrong. It was so cool to see Han. Han is actually one of my favorite characters in the franchise because I loved his style. I loved his personality. I loved his car. Like he was one of the coolest drifters, the coolest drivers I've ever seen. But when we see Han come back, how in the hell did he make it back? And that's what we have to see. There's so many breakdowns of how Han got pulled out of the car and how he survived. Honestly, I don't know. But listen, the whole point of Furious 7 was to avenge Han's death. And I feel like everyone that keeps potentially dying in this franchise just keeps coming back. So it's, don't get me wrong, really cool to see Han. I can't wait to see what kind of death he's bringing to this franchise, to this movie. But I have to say, how in the hell are you alive, Han? Me and the viewers, we want to know, how are you alive? I enjoyed this trailer. This trailer was freaking ridiculous. Use the hashtag Justice for Han, because we are going to get justice for Han. Justice for Han is coming, and I'm super excited what they're going to do with this franchise. What do you guys think? How do you guys think that Han survive some mystical way, or what are your theories? Jump into the comment section below and let me know your thoughts, guys. Now, thank you guys for your question. Let's go ahead and jump into the next question, which comes from a Megan Wright, and she writes, "Hey Alex, what trailers from the Super Bowl did you like the most?" Well, thank you for your question, Megan. So I have to say, hands down, the best trailers of the Super Bowl were the Disney Plus trailers for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, WandaVision, and Loki. We literally got a 30-second clip of all three shows premiering on Disney Plus with the hashtag coming soon. And I have been saying this online for the longest time. Disney Plus is giving us the content that we want as Marvel fans, as Disney fans, as Star Wars fans. I mean, this trailer where we see, Falcon's character training with Captain America's shield, where we see him interacting with Bucky, where we see him potentially facing off against Zemo. Then we jump to see WandaVision, how Wanda and Vision are stuck in this weird reality that I believe Wanda has created. That was just to see those scenes and how they play upon one another was freaking amazing. And to also see Loki, it looks like Loki is in jail and he's talking to someone and he's looking at the camera and he's like, "When I get out of here, I'm going to burn this place to the ground." Just sucked me in. I was just like, oh my God. And I posted this on Facebook and Twitter. I said, listen, what shows on Netflix or any other streaming service is going to compete with these? I'll wait. For me, these shows got me so hyped to see what's going to happen for the future of the MCU, and just to see what kind of bolt that Disney is going to crank out. This is just the beginning. We're also going to get shows like Moon Knight. We're going to get Miss Marvel. We're going to get She-Hulk. We're going to get other things. We're going to get The Mandalorian season 2. You know what I'm saying? So Disney has created a platform where we're about to get straight to consumer all of the great content that we have loved from the MCU, from Star Wars, from Pixar, from all these great things. And those trailers sucked me in. I enjoyed the Black Widow trailer as well. I thought that was pretty cool. I enjoyed the Wonder Woman TV spot. But for me, this was the standout for me. Just to see footage of Falcon of Winter Soldier and just to see footage of WandaVision and even that small 10-second footage of Loki, I am just in awe of what's coming to Disney Plus. And I have to say, I've been saying this for years. Give Disney Plus a good 5 years, and if they do it successfully, Disney Plus is going to be bigger than Netflix. I promise you. If we're going to get grade A content like Falcon and the Winter Soldier and all these other Marvel shows and all these other Star Wars shows, I mean, people subscribe to Disney Plus solely because of The Mandalorian. That should tell you something right there. But you know, what do you guys think? What trailers did you like at the Super Bowl? Did you like the Black Widow trailer? Did you like the Wonder Woman TV spot? Did you like the Fast 9 teaser? Or did you even like the Disney Plus stuff? Jump into the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. Let's start a dialogue. I would really like to know what you guys thought of the trailers that you saw during the Super Bowl. Thank you for your question, Megan. Let's go ahead and jump into the next question, which comes from an Adam Long, and he writes, "Hey Alex, I saw your Power Rangers video. And do you think Power Rangers can't work in theaters? It seems like you don't think that this property can succeed at the box office." Well, thank you for your question, Adam. What Adam's referring to, literally, I think maybe 2 months ago, or well, in December, yeah, 2 months ago, because it was in December. I had made a video about why I thought making another Power Rangers movie, another reboot, would be stupid. Like, I think that making another Power Rangers movie under Hasbro would be dumb, because historically in that video, which, you know, if you go back to the previous video, you'll see why, but historically they have not done well in the box office. I mean, they've had 3 movies, and out of the 3 movies, one of those movies has actually done well. Now, I want to answer your question directly, because I did get comments about that video in particular, and I also did get comments about, you know, about having a franchise and a viable IP. So here's my thing with Power Rangers. Power Rangers is a viable IP. Let me just start off by saying it is viable, because in TV and merchandising, Power Rangers has made millions, if not billions of dollars, just being on TV and in merchandising. So if I'm Hasbro and this particular property has made millions of dollars from 2 different streams of revenue, whether it's, you know, toys or TV, I'm going to want to throw it in theaters. So I understand the aspect of utilizing a property and putting it in different theaters. If you have a property that's successful, you want to expand it, whether it's on TV, merchandising, or even movies. You definitely want to expand that property. So I do think Power Rangers can be viable, because it has been proven to be profitable in TV and in merchandising. Here's the thing though. When you are making a movie about a particular property, my argument has always been you have to mess up the formula. Even when you look at all 3 of the movies, individually, they're all different. Individually, they tell all different stories. But the premise of those movies are exactly the same. Let me put it to you like this. They're teenagers who assume the identities of Power Rangers. They fight the evildoers. They defeat them as Power Rangers. The evildoers, for some reason, get bigger, larger than life. And then they call out to their Megazords to defeat them once again. That has been the formula for Power Rangers since the beginning of Power Rangers. When you look, and here's the thing, when you I'm not saying that you have to mess up the initial premise of how they become Power Rangers, but what I am saying is that you do have to flip the premise to, okay, there has to be some stakes involved. The one thing I liked about the 2017 Power Rangers, we actually saw teenagers who were actually legitimate teenagers, who cussed, who struggled with, you know, sexuality, who struggled with potential, you know, not being liked in school, who struggled with popularity. I mean, they talked about real issues that real teenagers go through, and giving them power to become something more than what they are was a complex thing that teenagers in the real world wouldn't be able to understand. That is why I actually like that version of Power Rangers. You look at the previous versions of Power Rangers, that has never been the case. So when you look at any Batman film, again, individually, all the Batman films are different, but the premise of the Batman films have been messed up, not been messed up, have been changed up over and over and over. The initial premise is how Bruce Wayne became Batman, but the outcome of the story is never the same. You feel what I'm saying? There's stakes involved. There are people who die. There are people who severe serious casualties. There are people within Batman's camp who quit on him. There are people in Batman's camp who betray him. So when you look at something like Power Rangers, there's no stakes involved. That's probably the reason why, as a property, it's not good in theaters. People are not willing to watch, hiya, okay, it's morphin' time. Like, people are not willing to watch that stuff. And like I said, like, look at the initial premise of Power Rangers. The initial premise of Power Rangers is, like I said before, teenagers get powers, fight the bad guys. Bad guys die. Then they come back as larger than life. You jump in Zords. You defeat them at Zords. And that's it. There is no stakes involved. None. Like, and this in 2017, that Power Rangers movie was the very first time where we actually seen people being like hurt in the destruction of the fight between the Megazord and the villain that they were fighting. In any previous iteration of Power Rangers, there had been no discussion about how the city was destroyed by a major robot fighting a major monster. It lacked, not necessarily common sense, but it lacked that element of realism. So for me, I think if you give a property the right story, if you give it the proper premise by, harking back to the original premise, but also changing it and giving the movie stakes involved, then yeah, it can be viable in the theaters. Like, for instance, the previous Power Ranger movie, what I disagreed with, that movie should have never been $100 million because we didn't even see them turn into Power Rangers until the end of the movie. That's, and you mean to tell me you spent $100 million on that? If you're going to spend money on a Power Rangers movie, it needs to be anywhere from $30 to $50 million. Period. At least you will have an opportunity to make that money back. Most studios who spend that type of money, for the most part, make that money back. And like I said, historically, these movies don't do well. So for me, I think Hasbro has the right to try a different take on Power Rangers since they own the property. However, like I said before, if they're not willing to change it up and mess with the initial premise with it, people are not going to watch it. I don't care how many people, and I had a few people, say to me, well, Power Rangers fans are so long at Comic Cons and all this other stuff. Well, where were those same fans when the new Power Rangers movie came out? They didn't support it. And like I said, there is no Power Ranger living that's played a Power Ranger today has a strong enough or a big enough fan base that can outweigh anybody that's in the DCEU or the MCU or anybody that's probably in the Arrowverse. None. Stephen Amell has more followers than anyone that's in Power Rangers. Anyone. So that's my thing about that. And that's not me trying to shit on Power Rangers fans, because I understand what it means to be a fan of something, but I am a fan of Power Rangers, and I can say that although it has been successful in terms of TV and merchandising, I can also say that it has not been successful in the theaters, and I have factual evidence proving that it hasn't. And I can show you that when you are watching Power Rangers, there are no stakes involved. There are people who don't die. There are people who, like, literally, Power Rangers is strictly for kids. It's a Disney ending every single time. You're going to get the same type of movie every single time. And like I was bringing up the Batman example, although the initial premise of Batman is the same, you don't know what you're going to get when you watch a Batman movie. You really don't. The Nolan franchise is a testament to that. Hell, the Tim Burton franchise is a testament to that too. Batman the animated series is a testament to that. So that's my thing on that. Thank you for your question, Adam. I did not mean to ram along too long on that. And now we're oh, but wait, before we jump to the next question, what do you guys think? Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think that Power Rangers could be super successful? I genuinely want to know what you think. Jump into the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. Now let's go ahead and jump into the next question, which comes from a Jim Knox. And he writes, hey Alex, do you think that all the old nostalgic movies should be made or remade? Like, I enjoyed the TMNT movies, but they don't do well enough to continue. Well, thank you for your question, Jim. Now, we are living in an age of nostalgia where people are grabbing properties that used to be on TV or old movies and either remaking them or just making them. Here's my thing. My answer is kind of twofold on this, and I'm gonna keep this very quick. I do think that bringing back very beloved properties and doing them in a significant way is good for studios and even TV to see those types of things being broadcast either in theaters or on TV, because, you know, like the example you brought up with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I loved the Turtles growing up. I even loved the rendition that they brought back a couple years ago. I like the first movie, not the second movie so much. But it's, you know, nostalgia is definitely good in the type of era that we're in right now. But just because it is nostalgic doesn't mean it needs to be remade. I have said multiple times that I don't want to see it Coming to America 2. I don't want to see it Coming to America 2. Although I love Eddie Murphy, I love Wesley Snipes, I love all the people that have been cast. But Coming to America 1 was the beginning and the end for me. If you're going to do a Coming to America 2, what are you showing me that's going to be different than the first movie? You know, again, and people like even with Bad Boys, right? I was excited to see Bad Boys 3, and I'm not gonna lie, a part of me was a little bit hesitant because it had been years since we seen a Bad Boys movie. But the moment the first trailer came out, I was sucked in. I was like, oh, I can't wait to see this movie. I cannot wait to see this movie because this movie looks amazing. I saw the movie was amazing. It literally picks up where it left off. So for me personally, I feel as though that, yes, in the day and age where we are doing nostalgia things, right? I think that there is a place for those particular properties to be remade. However, I don't think that everything that is nostalgic should be made. You know, that's just being honest. Like, people probably don't know who the Big Bad Beetleborgs are. I loved it as a show. They don't need to be in theaters. Honestly, I don't even want to see them back on TV because it's supposed to be what it was when it was made. Now, I'm sure they could probably change it up and mess up the premise and make it great, and I would watch it if that is the case. However, personally speaking, it should stay where it's at. Same for other properties, you know, so that's where I'm at with that. But what do you guys think? Do you think that we should get all nostalgic properties remade? Do you think that we live in an age where anything that can be remade is good for viewers and nostalgia? Jump into the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. And that will wrap up today's show, guys. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Ask Alex. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel where you get constant updates every time I'm releasing a video here on my channel. And please go to my Patreon page where every dollar you donate to our Patreon page helps us create great content here on Momentum Media. A lot of great things are happening on this channel. I'll be putting out more content as the weeks go by, so I continue to thank you guys so much for watching my content. So thank you guys for watching this video, and as always, you have a blessed day.